Hey everyone, it's Trish. I am back with my pregnancy update vlog. It's been, oh gosh, I think the 15th week was the last one I had done. Not a lot has happened since then, so I will kind of jump in and let you know how it's going and just all that stuff. So at 20 weeks, we had our level 2 ultrasound because of, and if you watched my previous videos, some complications, so to say, with those pregnancies, whether with me or with the child. Both are perfectly healthy and everything is great and I'm great. And if it had been something that I thought would occur in this pregnancy, then I wouldn't be having this pregnancy. Or if it was something that was jeopardizing my health in any way, then I wouldn't be, again, having another pregnancy. So anyway, our hopes were, my prayers and my prayer especially along the way was like, let this sonogram just be quote unquote normal. Let there be no issues, minor, major, etc. Just please, third time's a charm, right? So went in, had to talk to the genetic specialist because of my age, which they go through the whole, your family's history and background, your husband's history and background, or father of the child. And then they go over your risks, your possibility of, one and whatever that it is of having a child with Down syndrome. Do you want any of the genetic testing done, etc.? We opted not to have that done all through pregnancies. That's just a personal belief because to me, if you aren't going to do anything different, if you were to find out news that you maybe not would have thought would have been great, then I don't see the point of it. Plus, I'm getting ready to have a level 2 ultrasound here in like 5 minutes after I talk to you. And through that, they're going to do so many measurements and look at so many things that would really give a lot of indications if there was something to possibly be going on. So anyway, so yeah, we declined that because for us, even if I were to find out that the child would have Down syndrome, I would not be terminating the pregnancy. I wouldn't be doing anything differently. So that's just our belief. And anyway, so when it was funny because it's the same sonographer, which was the first one I had with Charlie that found one kidney. And if you watch the Tale of Two Kidneys, it's funny. We can laugh at this stage, but so went in and he's like, oh, so I'm the first one that missed the kidney or whatever, and jokingly said, and he said, you should really sell your breast milk on Craigslist or whatever, eBay. And I've joked with that and friends and everything. I'm like, yeah, I grow human organs that are missing if you need it. So it's just a big joke. But so went in, I was nervous, of course, and he starts to scan and he's looking through everything. Well, first that regular person comes in and they do they just do measurements, and then he comes in and he does them as well, and he's really looking at everything. This child has the 3-vessel cord, which is good, which my son had a 2-vessel cord, so check that one off. Brain looked beautiful, skull shape, hands, fingers, everything. Bladder looked great, heart looked wonderful, spine, everything that was sucking its thumb, lips and nose, profile, everything looked great. And guess how many kidneys? 2, 1 on each side. So this, for all what it's worth at this point in the pregnancy, is normal. So I had my 22nd week appointment today with my doctor, and he came in and gave me a high five. He's like, good job. That's what my doctor high fives me. I guess by your third child, you kind of feel more like friends than anything else, especially when you have, I don't know, a C-section, because there's just so much more aftercare with that. So just very exciting, very like a sense of relief, like, okay. You just, I don't know, you don't want to have that worry again with another child. So anyway, so some updates of anything that's going on different from me. I'm not really doing anything different. Still drinking a ton of water, taking prenatals every day. Eating wise, I'm eating healthy. I do give into some urges. I've had some Sonic and that kind of stuff. I don't drink caffeine still. I've had one Sprite, I think, this summer, like a small Sprite. But nothing, but if we make cookies, yeah, I eat the cookies. If, we've had, 4th of July, we had what we had, and, that's just that. And, but overall healthy. I was just thinking today, I was like, I think I've been more active with 2 little ones by myself for the most part this summer than I have been since I had a Graham, which is very odd to me. I don't really know why, but I mean, we're getting out and about as much as we can. It's been super hot. So it's either super hot or it's raining. And for a 3.5-year-old, that is not good news. He's like, I want to do this, I want to do that. I have not taken them both to the pool by myself. I feel like it's more so because of where she's at. She walks well and things like that, but she really needs that like one-on-one obvious supervision. She's 14, almost 15 months old. So, almost 16 months old? Oh my gosh, almost 16 months old. Holy cow. I've missed a whole month, but but still. So, and then my son is kind of here, there, and everywhere. So I haven't felt comfortable doing that, but as a family, we've gone several times, several parks and things like that. And even just to get out and walk around the block here, we have a small park nearby, hanging out around in the yard doing stuff. So I just feel like I've been more active. I have gained, well, let's see, I'm 22 weeks, which is way past the halfway point, especially for me, because 40 weeks even wouldn't be halfway for me, because I know I'm going to have a C-section before 40 weeks. And probably with the other 2, probably at 38 weeks or, 38 weeks-ish. So I'm probably at least 3 weeks past that. I've gained 12 pounds. With my son, in total, I gained 18, and I think 21 with my daughter. So I'm on track here to gain around 24, 25, which is very healthy. And for somebody that only typically weighs 100 pounds, that's quite a bit. So I tend to lose it pretty quickly. I do nurse and do plan on nursing this child as well. So that really helps to take it off. But yeah, I've been so active. My husband's really only home about one day out of the week still, but that will be wrapping up, thank you God, October. And shortly after that, this baby will come, and then I will take my 12 weeks off, which winter break for our school does not count as part of my maternity leave. So that's like an additional 3 weeks on top of that. So I'll be gone like 15 weeks. So I will probably return in the February-ish time frame. So I'll be home, and it'll probably be a lot of like, even with my daughter when she was born, I would tell my husband, take him and go do, go fishing, do whatever. And now it's going to be like, take them and go do something, because you just, need that downtime. And, when baby naps, trust me, by the 3rd one, you nap. You get your sleep when you can. So, but other than that, everything is going very well. My blood pressure is still is still in a beautiful range. It was 118/77. Very good, beautiful blood pressure, which is good. But I always have good blood pressure. It's always just at the end, it just climbs. I don't know if it's just the stress from the job, not drinking as much water when I'm at school, all those things, but I'm just going to be way more vigilant this time, and just fingers crossed. Sometimes you just can't control it. Yeah, no protein in the urine, that kind of stuff. I did get my very yummy O'Sullivan's test, the yummy glucose stuff that you have to drink for that, and I never pass it, which is very interesting. I did not pass it with my son by a couple points, and the same thing with my daughter. And then they want you to come back and do a 4-hour or 6-hour test. And I never do that. And I know many of you out there are going to come up, that is horrible, you should do that, da 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 da. Here's the thing. What is the only complication from gestational diabetes? A huge baby that you're going to grow, an enormous baby that's going to make it difficult for you to birth. I don't grow big babies. So I sit here and say, well, the test is inaccurate. But here's kind of my thinking or my philosophy, and I'm sure there's going to be some nurses out there maybe, or somebody that knows, some of my sister's a nurse, that's whatever. But, okay, I weigh about 100 pounds, okay? Even now, I weigh like 112. Let's say somebody else who's, taller than me or whatever, and just in general is going to weigh more than I do. Somebody that weighs like 150, and right now they're weighing like 165. So they're like 1.5, they're 65 pounds more than I am, but we're drinking the same quantity of the glucose. So yeah, her body is going to filter it differently than mine would. just like your body would do differently with carbs and sugar and all. I mean, the amounts would just be so totally different. So I don't know, maybe I'm just bitter because I feel like I want to win that test and I don't. So you don't have to fast anymore, which is nice. And I did pick the fruit punch. I've never found the drinks, I can't remember the flavors I've had in the past, but I can't remember them being that horrible. I mean, it is kind of chug-a-lugging it down in 5 minutes and getting to the office with it, you know, like right at that hour time frame. Plus I'm going to be coming from school at that time, so that could be a little tricky. And plus I got to just, you know, be really careful with what I eat during that day and make sure I'm getting plenty of protein in, is one suggestion the nurse gave today. So, anything else? Oh, I've gotten, which I had with my son too, and with my daughter, although I don't remember being out in the sun as much. I mean, I guess I would have been like at school and stuff, you know, standing out at recess duty. But my melasma is on my cheeks here, and I wear sunscreen year round all the time, even before I got my melasma. Right now I'm using like a swimmer sun care. It's Banana Boat. It has combination aloe vera lotion in it, aloe vera gel, whatever, and the sunscreen is SPF 50. And before I go outside, if I'm going to be outside like more than 5 minutes, even driving in the car, let's say 20-30 minutes to go somewhere, to get out of the car, to go into the store, to come back out, I coat myself in it, and I've worn a hat probably 80% of the summer just to kind of give myself a little bit, you know, more shade with it. And I really didn't think that it was that bad till the other day. Oh, we had gone to the pool with some friends, and we stopped at Subway. My husband ran in to get us food, and I, like, you know, pulled down the mirror like, let's just look how I'm looking. And I was like, oh, brown patches, big time. Oh, but you know, it just is hormones. Some people get it, some people don't. And, you know, it is what it is. I don't think it ever has fully gone away, though. I don't think it ever has. So, I don't know, maybe 10 years from now it will, but it's just kind of, I guess I would rather have melasma than, you know, horrible stretch marks or something like that, because I guess I'm fortunate in that way and not fortunate in this way. So, let me show you my bump, and then we will conclude this video until the next time. And I'll let you know how that glucose test goes. I do go back in 2 weeks just to monitor growth. Oh, that's the other thing I guess I should touch on. Let me do that real quick. We are in the 37th percentile, which for me is really good, for my babies. And let's see, I went and it was exactly my 20-week mark, and I was measuring at 9 weeks, 4 days. So I was 3 days just short of being 20 weeks, which, hey, for me is good. Which my kids always they've always gained, like my son and my daughter, 1/4 pound each week. Now other people's kids, especially towards the end, like really take off. Mine are like, we're done. So, and that's why I've had C-sections early. So we'll see if that happens this time. If it does, it does. And that's that. So anyway, here's my bump. You're probably going to be like, oh my gosh, since 15 weeks, you have gotten huge. Which, that was 7 weeks ago. So almost a couple of months. So can you see me? Here I am here. So, and I'll show you, I'm wearing my really fancy sweatpants, you know, because around the house we keep it real. But that's what the bump is looking like. I always shoot straight forward. I'm actually coming in at almost like a point, and then I kind of round out from there. So, but that's what baby is currently looking like. So, I feel huge. As I said, 12 pounds on somebody that only normally weighs 100 is quite a bit of weight. So, and I can just feel like, especially in a video I watched earlier, like my face is looking fuller, my arms look fuller, you know. It is what it is. It's all about a healthy pregnancy, and nothing to worry about. But they do say, and I'm just going to ramble on here, they do say it's the 3rd pregnancy that really just gets you. So, if it does, then I'll just have to get it back. So, I keep saying so, because obviously I'm just rambling. But anyway, that's where I'm at 22 weeks. Update me if you are going through the same thing, about to go through the same thing. And I will talk to you next video. Take care.